Have you ever felt grief for somebody who's still with you, but feels like they're slipping away more and more each day? That's called the anticipatory grief, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what it is, the complex emotions that come with it, especially when we're caring for our aging parent. We're going to talk about why it's so hard for us and society to kind of talk about it. And then at the end of the video, we'll talk about some ways that we can maybe make it easier for us individually, and then hopefully society too, to be more comfortable talking about the uncomfortable emotions that come with caregiving. I'm Tammy Provencal. I'm a physical therapist, a life coach, and one of the caregivers to my almost 90-year-old mom. I started making these videos because I feel like caregivers, especially of their aging parents, need more resources and support, and I hope these videos can be that. Anticipatory grief is the feeling of mourning someone who's still with you, but they're slipping, declining every day, so you're losing them a little bit every day. It often comes with any terminal illness, especially including dementia. This type of grief isn't talked about a lot, probably because it forces us to face the uncomfortable reality of the decline that we're seeing in someone every day. So you're grieving not just something you've lost once, but you're grieving loss every day. And then for caregivers, often this grief that we're going through is also mixed with the emotion of wanting relief. Not relief that we want our parent gone, the relief of their suffering ending and our suffering ending also. It's the relief we're looking for, that this can all stop, that we can get our life back. And when we're experiencing these two things, we're grieving the loss of our parent, we're grieving the loss of the life that we had, and then we're looking for relief and feeling guilty, causes so much turmoil in us. It causes an emotional dissonance, which is basically we have a deep belief internally that we should take care of our parents. And at the same time, we have a deep belief that we deserve or we're longing for our life back. All of this is really complex and it can make us feel guilty, but it's a natural human response to suffering. Whether it's watching somebody else suffer or our own suffering, our brain wants to escape it. So it's normal for us to feel all of these feelings. Thinking about the stages of grief. So most of us know them. Denial, when you first get a diagnosis and internally you're going that this can't be true, there must be a mistake. And then the second stage is anger. So you might be angry at the disease, you might be angry at yourself, at your parent, at God. The third stage is bargaining. So we might try to make a deal with God that if you take this away, I'll go to church for the rest of my life. The fourth stage is depression, where deep sadness settles in, where you might feel like you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to face the day. And the fifth stage is acceptance, where you start to accept what's really happening and you find ways to work with that. Although they talk about stages of grief, most of us don't go through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 in like a linear way. We often go back and forth. So I might feel angry and then I might feel depressed. I might be in denial and then I might be angry. But it feels to me like in anticipatory grief, we're constantly stuck in those stages. We can't ever get through those stages because we're living with a progressive loss every day. When it comes to us as a society, it feels like no one ever wants to talk about these really uncomfortable feelings. I think part of it is because it makes us face our own mortality. And then you add the taboo of actually looking for relief, and it makes it too uncomfortable for most people to talk about. Our society looks at caregivers as these heroic people who are so strong, they can do everything, they can do it all. And that sets us up as caregivers for failure because we can't do it all. It's not possible. We end up either sick ourselves or burning out. But basically, it's a unrealistic expectation for us as caregivers. So what can we do? There are 3 things I think we could do. We could be okay with talking about it. We can tell ourselves it's okay. We can not judge ourselves when we talk about it. We can be honest about what we're feeling. Just talking about it can feel like such a relief. And understanding that other people are feeling this too can feel like a relief also. The second thing is to really acknowledge that what we're going through is totally normal and totally human. Wanting relief from suffering is a totally human, natural way to feel. It might not feel good, but it makes perfect sense. Our brain is looking for a way to escape this suffering. And the third thing we can do is to join some kind of a support group, an online one or an in-person one, where we can talk with other people who are going through the same things that we're going through. When we confront and discuss anticipatory grief, it validates what we're experiencing, and it gives other people kind of the okay to feel like they can talk about it too. And if enough of us do that over time, society's view about talking about these really uncomfortable things change too. Hopefully today's video was helpful. Please like and share, and in the comment section below, how do you feel about talking about this stuff openly? Let me know what you think. Thanks.